you know, it was just like, wow, like, whoa, spicy. Hey y'all, it's Isaina and I'm back again with another video off the Off of You self-love series, and today's topic is going to be allowing yourself to feel. Now, who here remembers their first failure? Oh wait. Yeah, right. You remember everything about that. You remember rethinking, you remember just being mad at yourself, doubting yourself, just being a dummy and looking back and being like, wow, you were a dummy. The reason why you remember it so vividly is because you felt it. You felt it so hard, okay? You were so mad at yourself and you vowed to never do that again. That's the reason why we have to allow ourselves to feel our mistakes, feel our issues, feel the things that make us so upset at ourselves to the point where we don't even like what we see in the mirror, or we don't even like the person that we are. So sometimes we catch ourselves not feeling what we need to feel because, one, we already know what that feeling is, whether it's disappointment, whether it's sadness, whether you just don't want to feel what you're about to feel. So you end up moving on too fast. You end up moving to the next thing without even processing what happened and why you felt the way you felt about what happened. So I know a lot of people who literally cannot spend time by themselves. Like, it's literally the hardest and scariest thing that they've ever had to think of. Being alone, not in a relationship, not talking to somebody, not, you know, stringing people along, nothing. Like, being by yourself, allowing yourself to accompany yourself. But in order for you to really feel, whether it was a failed relationship, whether it was a failed friendship, whether it was anything like that, you have to be alone in that. You have to allow yourself to feel that, all the emotions that come with it. And what is the real winner, what is the real trophy of going through all of that, is going through it and looking back and being like, wow, I no longer feel that way. I've decided to be better and do better. I've decided to change this thing about myself that made me fail the first time. So that's really important when it comes to loving yourself, because you have to feel all of it. Our last video was about issues. You have to feel that process of going through your issues and just allowing that to no longer have an effect on you. You have to go through that, and it's gonna suck, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be sad, but you have to go through it in order for you to come out on the other side and be able to look back and be like, whoa, I did that. I'm so strong because of that. Who am I? That bit. Another thing is, you have to allow yourself to feel happiness too. So I'm the type of person, and I don't know if anybody else is like that, but if I know I'm disappointed at myself or I did something wrong and I'm so mad about it, I won't allow myself to be happy, or I won't allow myself to like enjoy certain luxuries just because you're on punishment, like putting yourself on punishment. And sometimes that's not very helpful because you're keeping that negative energy throughout your whole day. And a lot of times it's the little interactions, the little smiles, the little laughs, the little, you know, like good conversations that you have with people that help you get through what you're going through. You have to allow yourself to feel emotions, all the types of emotions, whatever you need to feel in that moment. So I'm gonna go and talk about my personal kind of thing, my dealio with not allowing myself to feel. During my senior year of high school, it was like that area, I think it was like, you know, when like the college applications start going out, when you start applying to college, and I had like a 20 college like I had 20 colleges I wanted to apply to, 20 plus, honestly. It was just so much pressure because, one, I didn't know how I was going to pay for college. Two, it was just like a lot of essays and stuff. Three, I just was doubting myself to the freaking max. I'm like, you know, like, am I that big? But like, really, am I though? Am I, you know? And that was all the stuff that was going on in my life. And then for the first time ever in my life, I lost a close relative. And that was like the first time I've ever been through something like that, right? But I didn't allow myself to feel it. One was because everyone around me, family-wise, had different ways of coping with it, and I had no real person to go and talk to. I did talk to like one of my cousins, but it was still like every day I had to think about it, and it was the weirdest thing, but I couldn't allow myself to feel it because I didn't know what I was feeling. So fast forward around the end of the year where you're finding out if you're getting into which colleges you're getting into, things like that. I experienced like so many rejections. It was ridiculous. So many. It was so bad. And that really took a shot to my heart right here. Right here. And I was like, whoa, like, I know I'm that, so what's going on? Like, y'all good over there? Over there, y'all good? So with me feeling upset and mad at that, that's finally when I allowed myself to grieve and allowed myself to feel everything. Whether it was doubt, whether it was sadness, grief, like every single thing that I was going through my senior year around that time, like I broke down. I was depressed for a couple months. Like it was just so bad because I pushed it off. If I had just did what I needed to do when it was time, it would have been like, okay, this is good. You know, this is super sad. This is still fresh. This is still new, but I've done all of the doing that I needed to do. These words. But I waited until it was something even bigger, and then it just felt bigger, and it took me so much longer to get over it, and not even getting over it, but feel it and be done with feeling how I was feeling. With that, hopefully you understand that it's really important as soon as something happens to you to just feel it. I know it can be like, sometimes you're in shock, and I was in shock about the loss in my family. I didn't know what was going on. There was just so many factors. I was very much in shock and I didn't understand. And then I had to kind of like still go to school, be around my friends and laughing and all that stuff. I just felt so fake, right? I felt so fake, and that like diminished my self-esteem and diminished like my view of myself, because I'm like, here I go getting rejected from places, and here I go being fake and smiling, laughing when I know that I'm really sad, and you know, like, this is crazy. It's really important to just feel it in that moment if you can. If you're in shock, then you're in shock. Don't be mad at yourself because you're in shock, but holding off feeling things, holding off feeling your emotions can blow up in your face. And I know a lot of people are workaholics or people who like to immerse themselves in their work, in their schoolwork, whatever it is that they immerse themselves in to run away from their problems, run away from feeling what they feel. But you can only run away for so long, and you're gonna break down eventually, or whatever, however you cope eventually. So it's really important to just feel it when you can. But all those things, running away and all that stuff, the reason why it's not productive is because when you allow yourself to feel things, you learn more about yourself. You learn your coping mechanisms. And that's really important. Or if you realize that your coping mechanism is unhealthy, then you can change that. But if you don't know, if you're not paying attention to yourself, if you're not allowing yourself to feel those things and paying attention to that, then really you're doing yourself a disservice. You have to know yourself in order to love yourself. Like, that's number one. So part of getting to know yourself is getting to know how you cope with different emotions, and who that person is. And if you don't like it, then you have time to change it. But if you don't know it, then you don't know what to change, and you end up just not understanding yourself, which everybody understands themselves. You just have to dig deep. But yeah, y'all, this is all for this video. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you so much for even watching and being here with me. New videos every Sunday. I'm posting new videos every Sunday off of You series. Love yourself. Love you, boo. Catch you on the flip side. I'm a F with you though.
Perfect.